Yo, so diary update. I'm in school. I'm doing my yoga. Well, I'm also doing my certification, my yoga certification. So there's that. And I recently started taking my meds. I wonder how I'm gonna turn out. Because I'm thinking to myself, before I started taking them, I had a realization. I said, wait, I'm about to alter my brain chemistry. I'm seriously about to do that. Yes, that kind of sounded nerdy to me when I was thinking about it, but for real, that's what happens when you're taking any type of substance. You are essentially altering your brain chemistry. I love school so far. My only thing right now though is I be tired. At some point I be tired. I be there, but at some point in the middle of class I kind of crash. But I can't say too much yet because I started seeing when I eat, I be needing to eat because I didn't eat at first, so I would just be like, so yeah, there's that. Other than that, I'm cool. I don't really got no complaints. I was kind of nervous about being able to commit. I low-key have a small fear of commitment when it comes to certain things. Oh my gosh, I really didn't want to be going to school and living out of my car. At the same time, I just keep seeing what keeps coming up for me as I reflect upon my life is character development, skill development, all this stuff, versus if I were to be in my house. I'm not saying I don't ever want to go home. I really want to go home. I want to be inside a house. Saying this shit pisses me off because I've said this so many times. It'd be other things I say I want and I get it, but when I'm talking about home, I'm in the fucking car still. Don't get me wrong though, there's been I have been having a bunch of in-between periods. I'm breaking it up. I haven't just been sleeping in my car. Sometimes I go to my sister's house. I've had places to go, which is very interesting. I've been getting pretty lucky. There's that. I really appreciate it. I love being able to not sleep in the car and have it parked up. I'm not burning gas and stuff. So I love that. I was gonna say something else. There was another thing I wanted to say. And meeting new people. I've just been in these weird situations. I met someone. I thought he was gonna be able to help me with the resources. Then he got really, really sick. Ended up in the hospital. I don't even talk to him anymore at this point. And it wasn't even on me. He got really weird. I can't even understand that whole thing, but I'm not gonna chase you and you're not returning my calls, like whatever. I don't know. I've been meeting people and being in these situations. What I've noticed I keep hitting a dead end on is going to get services from not corporations, from these non-profit organizations and stuff. I'm seeing how I shouldn't really be in shelters, obviously, with considering my sensitivity, my mental health, for real. I don't like being at these places. I always try to challenge myself and try anyway, and I keep hitting roadblocks. And I'm just like, whatever. I just can't. So with my meds, they're really to help me manage what I got going on up in here. Yes, this is just, it's not just, but this is a rewrite. This is a complete rewrite because I'm in school, so I'm a student again. I'm a college kid. Anyway, I get to see what I'd be like on medication, and just everything that I needed when I was younger and going to school that wasn't given to me. Everything that was neglected, I'm handling that right now and being a student. So I'm finally getting my answer as to the type of student I would be while getting everything that I need. Just being accommodated in every way possible. And I'm excited. My thing with going to school though while being in my car is I'm sitting here just really focused on the fact that I'm gonna have to wear the same clothes and shit. I can't always change my clothes. I do here and there, but it's like I don't always want to be changing my clothes if I didn't get to take a full real shower. I wash up as best as I can, be taking bird baths, I use my wipes and stuff. But I'm doing everything I can, really, I am. Not only that though, again, I'm not going to always have to be in my car. I definitely do have some type of support, and I could use some more, but definitely do have some support. And just, yeah, I'm just working with what I got. I was concerned about wearing the same clothes because I don't want to get clogged. I'm not worried about no smell. I don't, for some reason, because I'm just awesome. I don't be smelling. I don't. There's times I do get sweaty and I might be like, okay, I need to wipe that off, whatever. But it's not like a, you know how somebody walk by, you're just like, matter of fact, that happened today. There was a dude that walked by. He walked by and I was just like, and I'm mad because I was in the cafeteria making my protein shake and he was just getting his food and I was like, anyway. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say because I had to think about that. Oh no, I was just saying, like, I just don't want people in my business like that. I'm pretty open about most things. Yeah, it's just certain things. It's just like, no, I don't need you to know that. Don't target. I'm not a target. No, I'm not gonna be made a victim because you know what the fuck is going on. That's what I mean. I just don't need too many people in knowing and just wondering more about me. Like, what you got going? Now I gotta see you even more. And I'm not even gonna try to hide nothing. I notice whenever I try to hide something, I always tend to be. I'm pretty much an elephant in the room. I feel as though I'm being nudged to accept these parts of myself that may be a bit harsh or intense or just not easy to accept at first. But I'm priority. I am my first supporter, my main supporter. I gotta love me. I gotta love everything about me. I do. And I'm continuing to grow in that love. I definitely need that. I can't be out here hating on myself and making it harder for me in this world. It just isn't. Anyway, though, while being in school and just in general, because I pay attention to myself a lot, I do. I be noticing the social, I don't want to call it awkwardness. I'm trying to change the narrative. I don't always want to call it awkward, but I just noticed how I interact socially and stuff. For example, I was just giving like an answer in our class discussion, and I peep whenever it's not even just in that discussion alone, but whenever I'm explaining something, I notice my voice does get a little deeper, and I think slightly more on the monotone side. So far, what I've realized is because I'm pulling deep inside to pull that answer out, pulling it out from the root. So I just do that so I can focus on what I'm saying. I caught that. I just have so many different personalities. There's just so much to me. I'm not just one thing. I'm not in one lane or in a box. And that's what I love, when people are able to see me and they respect me. I love that. So my counselor, I call him my counselor because I just feel like he is. I can come to him for some things. I love that he was able to, he even said it. He's like, you can't be boxed in. There's just so much to you. And I was just like I feel seen. Like, you see me, like, for real. So when people see me and like they understand, and it's not too much of me having to explain myself, I'm just like, oh my god, you see me, oh my god. I get so excited, and I don't know, I just feel like I want to cling on to them more. Like, no, you can't get too far away from me. You have to stay close to me because you see me and you don't stress me out, and you keep it real with me. You have to stay near me. Like, that's how, I don't know why I looked up. I was pretending. Point is, that's how I feel whenever someone sees me. And yeah, you can't just like be far away from me. We have to stay close. We do. I fuck with you. I really fuck with you because you I'm laughing because wow. Anyway, I'm in school for the business side of things. Yes, I'm a creative. I love to create. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. You know, I don't feel like saying a bunch of labels. My point is, I'm very creative. I'm going to school to learn the marketing aspect of things and to sharpen my skills, my music. Yes, I want to finally get to a mature level in creating music. I'm really feeding my musical side. I'm feeding the spirit of my musical creative side. And it's funny because this actually started off from modeling. Modeling is what brought me there. That's a whole other thing. My point is, I want to be able to know what's going on the marketing side of things, the business side of things, because I do have a business-oriented side, and that's very important. I don't want to just be talent and be some bobblehead not knowing what the fuck going on. I know that I'm going to come across people at some point, I already did, but like on different levels where they're like, ooh, I'm about to snatch her up and try to take advantage, like all this stuff, because no you're not, no you're not, no you're not. So yeah, just to spin it back just a little bit, when I said modeling brought me there, I'm saying in the sense of with everything that I want to do creatively, my creative passions, I thought to myself, this needs structure. I have this and this and all that going on. It needs structure. I need a solid structure. I don't want to be spread thin. I don't want to be burnt out. I don't want to start things and not finish it. I am the business. I am the money. I will be the reason why people have jobs. My nickname is Cash. What? You thought that was by mistake? Come on! Like, I just wanted to catch that angle because for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm happy. I love going to school. I'm in a reality where I enjoy going to school. There was a point in time, a whole different reality, where I hated it. I did not want to go. I hated being there. And another thing, people used to always say, oh, don't take a gap year, you know, from between high school and college, whatever. I did start college right after high school, and then I stopped going. And that's the thing. It wasn't initially. It was because they kept losing my paperwork for my grants, so I ended up having an outstanding balance, and then I got taken off the team, and I couldn't go to school. And then something told me to check again. Like over the summer, I checked, everything was paid off, everything got paid, everything went through, whatever. I was like, wow, it's because I really wasn't supposed to be there. And just to push it back a little further, there was a time I was sitting in the back of criminology class, and in my mind, you know, a high aspect of me was like, asked me, I don't remember word for word verbatim, but something along the lines of, is this what you want to be doing? Oh, I think that's what it said. Is this what you want to be doing? And I said, no. Like, I really don't want to be. Like, I had a couple of those conversations. So after being asked that question and me being real with myself about how I felt with going to school at the time, I was in community college. That shit popped off, and I didn't think about that. When it popped off, I was upset. I'm like, why y'all losing my paperwork? I'm getting tight. I'm slamming doors. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm about to get kicked off the team because of y'all. Most people that's not able to play is because they're have an academic outstanding, something like that. Like, you know, they're not in good terms with their grades, and I was doing good. I'm like, wow, for real? And then, you know, later I realized, I was like, oh shit, I got asked the question, I answered truthfully, and it said, well, you chose. Not me say you choose, almost saying you choose, but it was like, hey, you made a decision, I don't know what you're mad about. Anyway, fast forward, I'm in school. I still went to school even after having that gap of not being in school. I still chose to go, and I love that I chose to do something that I want to do. So it doesn't matter how long you take or whatever the case is. If you're gonna be going to school, whatever it is you decide to do with your life at any given point in time, just make sure it's something you want to do, and it's not because of what someone else convinced you to do that you seriously don't want to do. Sometimes we do need others to convince us to do things. Sometimes we need that support. Sometimes someone's able to see something that we don't see, and it's truly for our best interest. But again, make sure your heart is in it too. Anyway, though, I love going to school, and I feel like maybe my love of being in class and just what's going on so far is what'll help me to continue and finish it, because I do still kind of have some things circling in the back of my head about being able to complete it, just with the challenges I have right now living out of my car, and just certain things I got to deal with. So you know, there's that. And just with funds as well, putting gas in my car, again, I do have some type of support. I'm not completely just asked out. Everything is pretty much in the air for me. I don't know how this is gonna go. I feel good about it so far. It's challenging. I also know character development. I gotta see. Being in class, I started to notice and think to myself, man, some people are really slow. And then I also thought to myself, is it the weed? Because the way some people was talking, just the slurring, it just sounded mad slow. And don't get me wrong, you know, it was just the vocabulary, the way people was articulating themselves. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't have my own flaws. I criticize myself. When I play back my videos, I be paying attention to how many times I said like, or I don't like filler words. I really don't. I use them sometimes. I just know that I have to improve on that, and that's fine. Anyway, these are just my observations in class. Some people was talking, even on the class discussion on when we're doing our assignments. I was reading some stuff, and I'm sitting here, I don't feel like reading this. I can't finish it. I just can't. It's too much. The way some people talk and type, I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, it's boring. Move. Oh my god. There was like one person where I was like, you know what? I can bear to read this. I will do that, because our instructor said for part of our assignment we had to respond back to someone instead of doing a typical thing where you just write a bio by yourself. So whoever wrote whatever comment that you read, we answered short questions about ourselves. It was short, but for the last part, instead of it being like a whole ass bio by yourself, you gotta pick or choose someone's response and respond back to them as to what they said. You gotta leave a comment or something, ask them a question about what it is that they said, because some people mentioned, oh, I like this type of artist, this is my favorite music, or this is what I do outside of school, So yeah, when I was scrolling through some stuff, I was like, I can't read this. I was just scrolling. I also just thought it was kind of sad. It felt like people didn't have substance to them, and I just started looking at myself like, wow, I do have my own things going on, you know, in a result from being isolated. I'm not sure I want to use the word sheltered, but just not being exposed to certain things. So there's that. So there's a disconnect between me and others that I see it. I see it. But I feel like I can kind of relate to people that was homeschooled in a way, because I still studied philosophies on my own time. I wasn't in school. But parts that need improvement are my social skills. I was around people, so there are certain things that it just needs improvement. Or not just improvement, it just needs some love and care and a sprinkle of improvement. I don't want to be harsh on myself. I love myself so much, so I need all the love, all the nurturing, all the nourishment, all the kisses, you know. So whenever I break that cycle of me sleeping in my car and I'm able to have somewhere to rest, I noticed that 7 has been the main number. I'll be able to get about 7 consecutive days. At this point, I can guarantee I'm getting at least 7 consecutive days where I have somewhere to lay my head and rest. And I find that quite interesting. I also feel like this aspect of my life is maturing, because before I was just always in my car. I was in my car for quite some time. Now it's glitching or maturing, and it's the way I'm seeing it, it's pinging, and soon I'll be saying soon I'm going to actually be in my own place. Oh wow, a moving truck just went by as I said this. It's getting frustrating here and there, because the way I interpret this situation to its entirety, it feels like when I'm saying, oh, like, when am I gonna go home? Because I get mad. I want to go home. Whenever I do say that and I'm just talking about it out loud, it feels like it's saying, not quite yet. You're getting there. Not quite yet. Or I get this type of response or answer when I do ask myself questions out loud. Well, when is this gonna happen? And then I realize something, and I'm like, well, I am doing this now, so this is something different, and you know, this is gonna connect me to this and that and the fourth. Like, for example, with my mental health, I didn't realize there was something I was neglecting about my mental. Like, yeah, I was going to the doctor, but I wasn't taking my meds. And I'm like, girl, how do you expect change to happen? You're going to a doctor, but you're not taking your meds or whatever. There are some other like reasons why I couldn't take them, but you know, when that stuff kind of blew over in a way. Okay, not everything blew over, but my point is I'm pushing past it, and I'm doing everything I can. I started taking it. That's all I can say right now. That's the most I can say. My point is implementing a type of change. I was able to get some type of answer, because I was upset about something, and this kind of is vague, but what I'm getting at is points are being made, answers are actually being received. When I do have certain questions about why certain things aren't happening, I start realizing the gap. I start realizing the disconnect, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it's so weird how a lot of things are coming about, all from stemming. The root cause is just me trying to get home, me wanting to have my own place. All these other things are coming about. Life.